up, you guys? It's Vicky Vice. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. I thank you guys so much for stopping by. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favorites of the month of March. March was a really good month for me, you guys. I bought a lot of cool new products that I'm going to be showing you throughout the rest of this month. I just wanted to test them out to see how they were beforehand. But there were a lot of cool products that I started using earlier in the month of March, and also a bunch of new shows and music that I started listening to earlier in the month of March. So if you guys wanted to see what my favorites were in the month of March, just stay tuned. And while you're here, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel really quickly. That would help me grow a lot. So let's get into the video. So the first favorite that I have this month isn't a product specifically. It's more of a process that I started doing this month, and it's mixing my Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel with my CoverGirl Healthy Elixir Foundation. These two together are so beautiful. I'm wearing it right now. It gives my skin a more natural glow. I personally think it feels a lot lighter on my skin, and it feels like my skin's getting a lot more nourishment than if I were to wear a more high coverage foundation. It's starting to turn into like spring weather, so my skin's been acting a little bit differently and it needs different things. So I'm trying to just give my skin whatever it needs, the nutrients that it needs. My skin has been kind of going back and forth, so that's been a really great transitional process that I've been doing, and product to use on my face. They mix really well together. I haven't found that there's been any separating, so I really love that combination together. I'll let you guys know in the future if I keep using that, but yeah, that's definitely been a favorite for this month. The next favorite that I have is this Morphe bronzer in the shade Romance. I got sent this in an Ipsy bag, and I have not stopped using it since. I used to use the True Complexion contour palette, and now this has definitely taken the cake. I love it so much. It blends out so well, and it's such a deeper shade where it gives me the perfect contour. This bronzer is so beautiful. I haven't had any problems blending it out. It just looks so beautiful and seamless, and it gives me the perfect contour. So this is definitely a favorite for this month. I'm going to keep using it, and I'll let you guys know if anything changes, but it probably won't. Definitely love this product so much. So the next favorite that I have for the month of March is the blush trio from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've been using this non-stop. It's the Pool Party palette, and it's got the shades Blank, which is the shade over here, Pageant, which is the one in the center, and Cash, which is the one right here. Cash has definitely been my favorite, followed by Blank. I haven't really used Pageant, but these blushes blend out so beautifully, you guys. They just, I don't know, I think it's especially with the Morphe bronzer, these two blend seamlessly together, and it just looks so beautiful on the skin. It gives my skin like a nice flush of color where it's not too overpowering, because I don't really like an overpowering blush. I know people are like, I can't see your blush, but I don't really like heavy blush. So this is definitely one of my favorites for this month, you guys. It is so nice and wonderful, and I just love it so much. So the next favorites that I have for the month of March are these Wet n Wild liquid eyeshadows. I talked about these in a haul video I think that I did a few weeks ago, but these have been my go-to. So what I've been doing with these shadows is taking a brown shade in my crease just to create some dimension, and then I've been just wearing those shades alone with these on top, and they're so beautiful. But these are perfect if you're in a rush and you're just trying to get somewhere really quickly and you want something that's going to look really beautiful. These are definitely the product for that. They were so expensive. I think that they were only $3. It could have been more than $6, which I think is incredible. I do like the Stila ones, but I will say that I like these a lot better than I like the Stila ones, which is crazy to say because the Stila ones are $22 when these are at most $6. I mean, I can't really say enough about these products. They're so wonderful, and they blend so well. There isn't any fallout, which I do find that there is fallout in the Stila ones, but these ones are perfect. So I think that they sell them at CVS. I don't know if there are any Rite Aids anywhere, but they might have them at Rite Aid if you have a Rite Aid near you, and then they also have them at Walgreens. So definitely consider picking these up. These are incredible, and I cannot say any more great things about them. They're just amazing. So the last beauty product that I'm going to talk about is something that's kind of different than anything I usually talk about, and it's a lotion, and it is the O'Keeffe's Working Hands lotion. This one's for hands. I also have some for feet and just regular dry skin. I have really dry skin right now. I don't know why, like all on my hands and stuff. So I've been using this. It's been saving my life. You only need like a little bit on your hand, and they say only use a little bit on your hand just because it can get really sticky if you don't, but it just makes your skin feel so soft and buttery the second that you put it on. Like, there's no scent to it, which I think is really nice because I don't really need a scented hand lotion, but this is really great if you're someone that has dry skin and you want to get it like looking really good really quickly. So definitely a favorite for this month. So now I'm going to be moving on to my lifestyle favorites, which it's been a great month for like my lifestyle stuff, you guys. So I'm going to start off by talking about TV, and the first thing I wanted to talk about was Santa Clarita Diet. It's a show on Netflix with Drew Barrymore in it, and I love it so much. She's a zombie, or she's undead, and they're trying to figure out how to adapt to her having a life as like a mom and like a regular person and becoming an undead person. I definitely love this show. I watched all of the seasons before this one, and I binge watched the season in 2 days, which I'll say that was a little bit slow for me, I'm not gonna lie, but I definitely love this show so much, and I cannot like stop thinking about it. Like, it was so good, and I cannot wait for next year for the next season to come out. So definitely a favorite for this month. The next favorite that I have is also a TV show. I think I've got like 4 TV shows on my list, you guys. So the next one that I'm going to be talking about is Shrill, and that's a show on Hulu with Aidy Bryant from SNL. It's about a plus-size woman who is navigating her adult life when, you know, she's dealing with her love life and her family dynamic and her work dynamic, and also being a plus-size woman and what that means. And it's just so beautiful and empowering, and it really gives a discussion to plus-size women about how they're treated in everyday life. I just think it's a really important show, but it also has like those elements of comedy which are so great to mix, you know, social awareness with comedy. So that show was amazing. I again binge watched it in like 2 days, so I can't wait for the next season. I hope it gets picked up for another season, but definitely recommend watching that if you have any extra time on your hands. So the next show I'm going to be talking about is no surprise that I love it, is Queer Eye. This season of Queer Eye was so good. I just love Queer Eye so much. All of them are so inspiring and uplifting, but especially Jonathan. He is my favorite. I listen to Jonathan's podcast, which I think is Getting Curious. That's a really great podcast if you like to know about different things. Like, they talk about beauty, they talk about financial situations, they talk about health, but he also brings his comedic element of being himself, which I think is really great. But the show itself is so beautiful and touching, and I just think that what they're doing is fantastic, and I just love watching them. They just make me so happy. So definitely recommend watching Queer Eye if you haven't already. So the next show and final show that I loved in the month of March was Umbrella Academy. When I was growing up, I loved My Chemical Romance, and Gerard Way, he created the show. I think it was before My Chemical Romance. It was supposed to be a show that was supposed to be picked up at Cartoon Network, and then it didn't, and then it got picked up. It was supposed to get picked up as an anime by Cartoon Network, if I'm remembering correctly, but then they turned it into a Netflix show, and it is incredible, you guys. It stars Ellen Page and a few other celebrities here and there, but it's such a really great show, and it's really interesting. Like, it's not one of those shows where I would think that I'd be interested in it, but it was captivating from like the first moment. I'm a huge musical nerd too. Like, I know she loves Disney and musicals and stuff like that, but it had a medley from Phantom of the Opera, which I was sucked in the second I started watching it. I was like, oh god, yeah, this is it. And I watched that show in I think 2 days as well. I think every show on my list I watched within like 2 days, which I think is my most toxic quality, is that I tend to binge watch shows the day they come out, and then I have to wait a whole half a year or a whole year for some shows to watch it again. So I do it to myself. But like, I binge watched the show and I loved it, and then I like fell really deep into a My Chemical Romance hole, and isn't that just like how it goes? But yes, I totally recommend you watching Umbrella Academy. It's such a good watch. It's so inventive and so creative, and the characters are so genuinely likable, and you really root for them. So definitely recommend you watching that show. So that's it for my TV favorites. So next, let's go into music. In the month of March, the Jonas Brothers came back, and everyone was shook to their core, and they released a song called Sucker, and I listened to that song on repeat every day for like 3 weeks. I wish I was over exaggerating, and I really wish that was like a joke, but like I listened to it nonstop. I think I drove my boyfriend insane. I listened to it in the house, I listened to it in the car when I was getting ready, like all the time. I was watching the music video, like it's got I think over 100-something million views, and I think I was 10 million of them. So definitely loved that song. The next song that I really liked for the month of March was Peacekeeper by Fleetwood Mac. My family loves Fleetwood Mac. I've listened to it since I was a kid, but that song this month really drew me in. If you guys haven't listened to it before, you should definitely check it out. It's such a great song. Listen to Fleetwood Mac in general if you've never listened to their music before, but definitely listen to Peacekeeper. Great song. So the final thing that I loved during the month of March is something that you probably wouldn't expect, but like, I've been like writing for these for like the past month, and it's avocados. Like, guys, I don't know what happened in March, but my avocado addiction like became really real and very spooky. Like, I started eating avocados for every single meal, and I wish I was exaggerating. I'll like cut them up and like put them in like soup or in like a rice bowl that I'm making, or I'll eat them in salads, or every sandwich that I make I put avocados on them, or I keep eating guac and I don't know why, and I'm making smoothies with avocados. Like, I've been on an avocado binge, and it has not gotten any better because this week avocados were on sale at Target for $1 each, and I like would go back every 2 days and buy 5 more avocados, and they keep getting eaten. So I've just been eating avocados nonstop. So definitely a favorite for the month of March. Alrighty guys, so those were my March favorites. I know that they were a little bit all over the place, but I thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this one, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to my channel. That would really help me grow. But until the next video, I hope you all choose to stay kind and just live your best life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.